In the vast, relentless expanse of the Pacific Ocean, a young boy clung to a fragile raft, drifting aimlessly under the scorching sun and bitter nights. For more than 5 weeks, he survived a nightmare that defied every natural law known to man. No fresh water, no food, and no shelter from the merciless elements. This is not a tale from fiction. It's a raw, uncovered survival chronicle, one that challenges everything we understand about human endurance. The boy was just 16 when a routine fishing trip spiraled into disaster. Caught in a sudden storm, his small boat capsized miles from the nearest shore. With only a makeshift raft left, he was cast into an ocean that offers no mercy. His family reported him missing, his disappearance assumed fatal within days. But the truth was far stranger and far more harrowing. How does a teenager survive 40 days adrift without food or water in an ocean that can swallow a man whole? Try to imagine what 40 hours without water feels like. Now multiply that by 24. The human body depends on hydration, immediate and constant. Medical science tells us that without water, most people perish within a week. Yet, here was a boy who defied this brutal countdown. The first days were a desperate fight against panic and despair. He had no fresh water, only salt spray and the relentless sun overhead. Dehydration set in rapidly. His lips cracked, his vision blurred. The raft was barely large enough to hold him, offering no refuge from the burning heat or freezing cold that came with nightfall. His skin burned and peeled, his body weakening by the hour. But survival is never just about the body. It's about the mind. In those earliest hours, he clung to a single thought. He would not die here. He rationed his meager stamina and tried to catch rainwater in bits of torn fabric. On the 3rd day, a sudden shower saved him, providing the precious moisture his body screamed for. It was a moment of reprieve, a lifeline from an indifferent sky. Could you endure the agony of thirst while surrounded by endless water, salt, and undrinkable? This boy lived it and held on. No food came for weeks. Hunger gnawed at him, but his brain's hunger was secondary to his body's thirst. As days stretched into weeks, his body slowed, conserving energy like a machine in power-saving mode. His skin became translucent, his face sunken. Yet, he survived. Medical experts tell us that without food, people can last over a month, provided they have water. Without water, the timeline shrinks drastically. Survival beyond a week is extraordinary. Yet the boy's story was breaking those rules, a living anomaly. His salvation came through sheer will and a few strokes of luck. He learned to shield himself from the sun using scraps of cloth and parts of the raft. He collected morning dew on leaves that washed up on the raft's edges. When fish or seabirds came close, he tried to catch them with bare hands, though none fell prey. His body weakened, but his spirit sharpened. When he was finally spotted by a passing cargo ship on day 40, he was close to collapse. Rescuers found a boy transformed, pale, emaciated, but alive against all odds. Medical teams rushed him to a hospital where he was carefully hydrated and fed, monitored for organ failure and severe malnutrition. His recovery was slow but miraculous. How does one survive without food or water for so long, floating on a tiny raft in the middle of the ocean? The answer lies in the extraordinary resilience of the human body and mind, combined with unyielding hope and a touch of luck. Rescue agencies emphasize that such survival is a rare exception, not a rule. Most lost at sea do not last beyond a week without water. The ocean's unpredictability and the body's fragility make survival over 30 days almost impossible. Yet, here is proof, documented and verified, that it can happen. What can we learn from this near-impossible feat? First, The mind's refusal to surrender is as crucial as physical stamina. Panic hastens death. Calm prolongs life. Second, even the smallest chance, a raindrop, a scrap of shade, can mean the difference between life and death. Third, improvisation is vital. The boy's ability to use every fragment of his environment, no matter how insignificant, was key. Finally, the human body, when pushed to its limits, can adapt in ways science is still uncovering. His survival challenges established knowledge and forces experts to reconsider the boundaries of endurance. Could you imagine surviving such extreme conditions alone, with no help, no rescue in sight? This story forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about our own limits and the mysteries of survival. His ordeal remains a subject of ongoing investigation. Scientists study his recovery, trying to understand the biological and psychological mechanisms that sustained him. Was it genetic resilience, an unusual metabolic state, or simply willpower? The exact reasons remain elusive. What does this mean for future survival scenarios? Could training or better knowledge improve chances for others lost at sea? Or is this boy's experience a unique, unrepeatable miracle? These questions linger, haunting the edges of this story. The ocean claimed many before him and will claim many after. But his survival breaks the silence, a beacon in the darkest, most unforgiving wilderness on Earth. Every day I uncover true survival facts, stories that warn you and stories that inspire. Subscribe so you don't miss the next investigation, and leave a comment. It helps this channel survive. Stay curious. See you tomorrow.